Good, happy Monday morning is Monday, November 10th, 2025. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of WRMK News 12. We have a lot of news to get to on this Monday morning, so let's begin right now. First step, Senate advances government funding deal after a lengthy standoff. After a 40-day standoff, the Senate on Sunday night voted to advance a deal aimed at pushing forward efforts to fund the federal government. The motion passed with a 60 to 40 vote, narrowly clearing the 60 vote threshold required to move the bill ahead in the legislative process. Lawmakers are set to reconvene Monday at 11 a.m., where they are expected to continue debating and working through the details of the government funding measure. Shaheen Hassan helped broker bipartisan deal to reopen the government. New Hampshire Senators Jean Shaheen and Maggie Hassan played key roles in negotiating a bipartisan agreement to reopen the federal government following a prolonged standoff. Shaheen Hassan and Maine Senator Angus King worked on the framework on behalf of the Senate Democrats, collaborating with Republicans to reach a temporary solution. The agreement funds the government through January 30th, reinstates federal workers, and guarantees that supplement nutrition assistance program will remain funded through fiscal year 2026. It also incorporates a three-bill minibus package providing full year opportunities for military construction and veteran affairs, and the legislative branch and the Department of Agriculture. Notably absent from the deal is an extension of the expiring Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsides. Under the terms of the agreement, however, Republicans are committed to holding a vote on that measure next month. Shaheen called the agreement an important step toward resolving the impasse and safeguarding essential services. With the government reopened, it's time to move quickly to ensure we keep healthcare premiums from skyrocketing, Shaheen said in a statement. President Trump, leader Gunn, and Speaker Johnson have all said they are willing to find a way to expand these tax credits. We are ready to negotiate immediately. The American people are counting on us to get this done, and they will remember next November if my Republican colleagues block the effort. Hassan echoed those concerns, emphasizing the strain the shutdown placed on families and the urgency of addressing rising insurance costs. Over the last several weeks, I've heard from Granite Staters who can't afford a doubling of their health insurance cost, Hassan said. I've also heard from families about the deep pain that the government shutdown has caused. made worse by a president who legally and reportedly chose to cut off help for families who were just trying to buy groceries. Plymouth State University political science professor John Lappi said it is unsurprising to see Shaheen and Hassan in leadership role given their long-standing partisanship and political steadiness. Shaheen is not seeking re-election, while Hassan's next Senate race is not until 2029. Lappai described the agreement as a significant moment, noting that Democrats appear to have gained political leverage during the shutdown. This is the first shutdown I can think of where the party that intended the shutdown, which is the Democrat in this case, actually got political benefits out of it, he said. Every other time a party has started a shutdown, they have been politically damaged by it. The Democrats in this one have managed to seemingly gain a political edge over the Republicans. He added that the dynamic could set a precedent that risks further eroding public trust in the future budget standoff. Hassan and Shaheen were among 8 Democrats who joined GOP leaders to secure the 60 vote needed to advance the agreement. The bill now heads to the House before moving to President Donald Trump for a final approval. USDA calls for states to reimburse November SNAP payments as uncertainty surrounds new federal deal. All New Hampshire Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program SNAP recipients received their full November benefits, but federal officials are now instructing that states to reverse those payments, a directive that has sparked confusion aimed the newly announced bipartisan agreement to reopen the government. The U.S. Department of Agriculture notified states on Saturday that any full November SNAP disbursements would be considered unauthorized, though the impact of the government funding deal on that order remains unclear. To the existing states sent full SNAP payment files for November 2025. This was unauthorized. Patrick Penn, Deputy Undersecretary of Agriculture, wrote in a memo to state SNAP directors. Accordingly, states must immediately undo any steps taken to issue full SNAP benefits for November 2025. New Hampshire's Department of Health and Human Services said Saturday that all SNAP recipients in the state had already received their full benefits ultimates based on the latest federal guidance issued Friday. DHHS officials told WRMK News that the state processed payments using the most current instructions available at that time. WRMK News 12 reached out to DHHS on Sunday to confirm whether the agency has received the USDA's new directive, but has not yet received a response. The USDA memo followed a late-night move by the U.S. Supreme Court. On Friday, the court granted an appeal that temporarily blocked an order requiring fully funding of SNAP benefits, adding another layer of uncertainty to how states should proceed. We are aware of the stay issued by the Supreme Court late last night and will continue to monitor the situation, DHHS said Saturday. Further information will be released as it becomes available. Despite the shutdown and shifting federal instructions, DHHS officials emphasize that SNAP applicants will continue to be processed and assistance programs will remain operational while guidance involves. Investigators probe Northampton fire that spread from a pickup truck to a home. Authorities are investigating the cause of a fire that broke out Saturday afternoon on Juniper Road in Northampton, quickly spreading from a pickup truck to a nearby home. Fire officials said the blaze began just before 5 p.m. in the truck before extending to the residence. When firefighters arrived, flames had already reached the garage and second floor, prompting a multi-agency response. Crews from Hampton Fire Rescue, Portsmouth Fire Department, and Rye Fire Rescue assisted Northampton firefighters to bring the fire under control. Everyone inside the home escaped safely, officials confirmed. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Flight disruptions mount as shutdown reaches 40 days. As the federal government shutdown stretches into its 40th day, the nation's air travel system is feeling the strain. More than 7,000 flights have been delayed, and over 2,000 have been canceled after the Federal Aviation Administration ordered airlines to scale back operations at 40 major airports across the country. And that does it for this Monday morning edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another broadcast. Goodbye.